It's time for another Radio Wilder with Harry, playing the greatest music in the universe. And on this edition, Denmark's The Caper Clowns will be debuting their new single, The Way I Dream. Look for their cool new video on RadioWilder.com now. And don't forget to get your new Hot Wilder t-shirt. Click on Store on RadioWilder.com to see how you can get one and how it helps the Be Kind to People project. Now, let's get this edition of Radio Wilder underway. Hanging with the Caper Clowns, here's Harry.
Hi, this is Christian from the Danish Caper Clowns. Up next is our brand new single, The Way I Dream.
We've lost the missing link. If only you could dream the way I dream, and I will not let them drag you down. I will keep you safe and sound, your halo crown, and I will not ever be the one to eclipse your sun. If only you could dream the way I dream. Now your plan has come down to the end. Are you content when everything is done for good and you have been passing through? Ever since you left, I'm never so bereft. If only you could dream the way I dream. I wish that you could dream the way I dream.
Welcome, Wilder Ones. How'd you like the new tune from the Caper Clowns? Nice intro by Christian. You got Christian, you got Rick, Henrik, Soren, all helping bring the band in. Peter, Christian, Rick, Henrik, and Soren. Nice video out on the site. Good song. They've had some very good success. The American radio host, Alan Havlin, called their Buka Bus, which they came out with in 2016, the best new debut album of the year. They are a fun-loving group. They're going over to they're doing a couple of festivals, big festivals, over in Europe in May. And they've done a couple before. Now, I don't know. They played at the Cavern Club May 16th and 17th last year. I'm wondering if it's the original Cavern Club where the Beatles played. They got a great group. Again, if you watch them, they're kind of zany, real good people, very accommodating. So we really hope that the fans out there really enjoyed what they're doing and what they did on our show. And we very much appreciate it, guys, debuting your song out here and your video at the same time. We've kept it under wraps. And hopefully by this time we'll have executed which is also going to be on the site, a Skype call that we try to do 2 or 3 days early before this show. So thanks a lot, guys. It's great. Now, as we move on to the rest of the show, there'll be plenty of sound bites and more from them during the show. But if you go over this time, we're not going to talk about the Enquirer gift shop. We're going to talk about the Radio Wilder gift shop. Instead of one solitary T-shirt sitting there forever and ever, the Sacred Canyon folks have come through big basket you can have a lovely picnic with, all kinds of stuff, meats and cheeses and wines. They have a smaller gift one. They have their treats, and they're going to be coming out with plenty more. So we've got that, and then very proud and very happy and excited to add the new Radio Wilder caps put together for some folks in Philadelphia for us. Got the clean logo on it, radiowilder.com, and I think you're going to want those. And remember, anything that we sell in the gift shop, we're going to send 20% right over to the Be Kind People Project. They're getting a little bit of action, which is great. We're happy to have that. So remember, this is all about kids. 100% of anything that you send into them, almost 98 or 97, I forgot the number in it, it goes right straight through to help them out. So look into the Wilder, I think it's under the Wilder fan album, the Wilder fan page. There's several videos there, and there's one of them. You can always go look them up on YouTube. And great group, happy to have them. So help them out best you can. We've got a couple of requests again that we're going to be doing tonight. We're going to catch up a little bit better on that. So it just feels great to break a new song, break a new video, have a big old full gift shop full of goodies. I'm pretty happy about that. And at the same time, we've populated the site with a few more there are other things on there. We've got some different videos. We've moved some things around. We're going to readjust the front page of the site and get the music stuff, the song selection, the playlist selections up at the top. Getting great response. Again, we're not going to keep track of all the different numbers now. We'll run out of gas. But each week it really increases. We had a big download from the United States last week, which is, of course, a nice thrill. And then I might as well lay it out. I've been defeated once, I admit it. Although I never, as a salesperson, say I'm defeated until somebody does something, well, where you know you're out. So even though Iggy Pop has really ignored me for 4 or 5 months, I'm sure he's sifting through, studying it, wondering about Radio Wilder. But we finally, I don't have to apologize for flaking about reaching out to the Enquirer. So I put together a little letter, and then Marlene put her wordsmithing to it, and we certified it out to the folks, the fine folks at the National Enquirer, and told them how much we appreciated the magazine and how it's at a much higher level now. Compared to what used to be mainstream. It is now mainstream, and if it's in there, as I've told you many times, you can trust it, you can take it to the bank. Still waiting, we're still in April for the succession plan to come through in England. Then that'll be the big bomb, and it'll be the giant. So we'll see if they want to do some co-partnering, co-promotions with us, but we're tight with the Enquirer. We're proud of the Enquirer. And, of course, today we'll have some more action from them. We're going to do a little something different today. When we do get to the Enquirer, we're going to fire off 5, 6, 7 headlines, maybe do one story, just to titillate you a little bit and let you know, and then give you a phone number you can call to get a very special deal on the Enquirer. And it's not any deal we lined up. It is a deal that is in the Enquirer, but instead of me talking about it, I actually took advantage of it myself. Instead of walking down to the CVS or Walgreens Emporium, I pay him $5. Again, a tremendous bargain for $5. The joy, the truth, the laughter, the pictures, the bargains. For $5, what can you honestly get? Well, if you buy 52 issues, I think that was what the number was, you can carve and knock that $5 down to a smooth $177, which I did. So now, not only will I enjoy the greatness of the National Enquirer, but it's going to be delivered into my mailbox. So I'm afraid my mail will be a little late because the mailman will see it and he'll have to sit in his car outside and read it and then deliver it to me, which again is okay. I'm not going to really complain about that. I think it's pretty great. So let's go on to the music now. Very, very strange musical list. As I reviewed it, I have 3 songs from 2018, one handed out to me by Shelley, then 2 I ran into actually, a 2016, and then 3 or 4, 1959, 1960, and 61. So it's almost like a match. So I'm going to go the oldest, 59, the newest, 2018. So we'll have another 59, 59. Some real nice stuff. I like the Deuces Are Wilder. We'll end it up with a kind of a song that Marlene jumped up and down with joy when she heard, because both of her husbands, Paul and myself, played this song many, many times, so she can relate to that and say, my two hubbies played in this song together in their own band. So we'll get this thing underway. Christian, again, thanks for the very nice intro to your song. It's a cool song. We like it. We like your group. And most of all is Terry. And thank you, Lone, for helping out. Lone Kingo, back and forth, communicating with T-Bone Anderson. But most of all, we like the communication with them. They're fun. They're just a fun, loving group. And that's what music should be all about. I was talking to my buddy Howard Steele, who I'm getting very excited. We're only about 3 months away. Howard's promised me an exclusive 45 that he and a bud that I know well put together. It's never really been out there. We're going to get a peek at that and see if we can get it digitized. And then an album that he put together. I forgot what he told me. It was something like the Psychedelic Cowboys or something. He said it became kind of like a little cult classic. He said he had to pay $90 for it himself on eBay. But we're going to be getting together with them in Denver, have at least a day or so of interviewing, and start off with some cool stories, and that'll be the first of many. So you're going to talk and hear from a guy who I'm friends with and the program is friends with, who'll tell you the real stuff that goes on in music, good, bad, and in between. But these are stories that come from the heart. For if you can't find somebody you know out of the 105 artists that he took care of, every genre, then I don't know what to tell you after that. You may have to just start listening to Paul Simon's some of his stuff and just be calm and call it The Sound of Silence. By the way, got a nice cover of that coming up. Okay, I think I've used my quota. So let's start off. What are we going to start with? Let's go with the Big Gigantic. Now, the Big Gigantic is from Boulder, Colorado. They're basically a kind of a instrumental hip-hop and jazz musical group, but they have a guest singer tonight, Angela McCluskey. It's called the Brighter Future, and they've been playing a lot of the big festival, Lollapalooza, South by Southwest, but then every year they have their own called Rowdy Town, and it's in Morrison, Colorado, and they sell that every year. You're going to enjoy them, I'm sure. And then the Vaccines I found on myself. I had some weirdo journey, searched around, and ran right into the old Vaccines. So let's see what we can tell you about the Vaccines. Let's just move this right along right now and pop this up. I'm playing with my stickies right now, enjoying them. I have a lot of them on here tonight. Not a lot of song stickies, but caper, clown stuff, etc. They're an English indie group formed in West London in 2010. They've done 4 studio albums, and their album Come of Age in 2012 hit #1 in UK. Their next album, Graffiti, charted #2 in 2015. And this song that we're going to play for you, Your Love, is my favorite band. That's on their brand new album called New Combat Sports. Then the Fratellis is another band that I ran into on my own, searching wildly around, finding something, looking at who knows where I found those guys. But they're kind of, some of these things, what surprises you, they're a Scottish rock band, is that how long some of them have been around. Now, these guys, who I've never heard of, they were formed in 2005, ran through 2005, 2009, broke up, which is really not unusual in rock. Then they came back for a comeback in 2012 and have continued since 2012 to today. And their little good that's coming up right now is it's a In Your Own Sweet Time. Stand-up tragedy is theirs. It's kind of alternative music, but we got the Scots, we got the Americans, we got the English indies. And then normally I would pull a halt to these since they're 3 really pretty brand new songs. But I think just to cool things down before our first request, I'm starting to really enjoy 4. It's so much more. And I can peek around and I actually can cheat and listen to a little bit more music before getting ready. But I think we're going to have to zoom back to the 60s to a one-hit wonder by the Vogues called 5 O'Clock World. since we all live in the 5 o'clock world, deal with the 5 o'clock world. We'll do the 4, zoom into a request. Got some nice stuff I think you're going to like tonight. And again, 2 or 3 of these things, maybe at least 3, probably came from you. So we appreciate it. Very excited. I'm a little amped up, geeked up that the Caper Clowns are on. They're a top quality group. Just look them up. Go to iTunes. They have plenty of songs on iTunes. So we're happy, guys. We're happy for you and hope you're enjoying the program. They're 9 hours different over in Denmark, so they either might be playing tonight or they may do what we used to do in rock, be up at 2 or 3 o'clock after they played, hopefully enjoying the program. Let's rock, let's roll on RadioWilder.com.
Feels like 100 years. My dreaming isn't gonna last. I could be better still than anything I've done. Oh, I know you think you could do too. Oh, I know you think you feel it's true. It's a little thing
turn my radio on for you, baby. I've been waiting all night long. I know you like to do me wrong, but your love is my favorite song. I knew you wouldn't understand, but your love is my favorite band. I turned my radio on for you, baby. I heard El Gudo, it's a band on the run. I turned my radio on for you, baby. Waiting up for number one. I turned my radio on for you, baby. They push you back until 2:45. I turned my radio on for you, baby, to hear the song you wrote for me. I know you like to do me wrong, but your love is my favorite song. I knew you wouldn't understand, but your love is my favorite band. Turn up my popular demand, 'cause your love is my favorite band. Wait for you every night, till you come in the morning light. And I know when I'm out of time, you'll hear just like mine. I know you like to do me wrong, but your love is my favorite song. I knew you wouldn't understand, but your love is my favorite band. Turn up my popular demand, 'cause your love is my favorite band. I hear you all over the land, and your love is my favorite band. 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 Your love is my favorite band.
You're listening to Radio Wilder with Harry tonight, hanging on the Booga Bus with Denmark's The Caper Clowns. Now, more Radio Wilder with Harry.
Pardon me, sugar, I'm the man underneath your thumb. But I won't take your violence, I don't want you, your bubble gum. White heat in the street, any day now obsolete. Though you've seen your best days, I will still walk down your empty street. Well, you look like salvation, but you taste like a refugee. Well, you say you got no soul, but you look like you do to me. If I was the melody, you were the symphony. Honey, loving you took the very best of me. I don't need your red wine colored sympathy. Just another punchline in your snap of tragedy. Well, I've been pushing up daisies just to catch a glimpse of something real. When I see you coming, I might just as well give up and kneel. Well, if you saw me broken, would you put me out my misery? Well, I don't do handsome and you don't do sympathy. praises far and wide, give those speeches, ring them bells. Mama don't know what she preaches, but she sure looks dignified. But she sure looks dignified. But she sure looks dignified. What was the melody? You were the symphony. Honey, loving you took the very best of me. I don't need your red wine covered sympathy. Just another punchline in your style of tragedy. Take my hungry guarantee. I could be a slave if you'd only beg for me. I don't need your red wine covered sympathy. Just another punchline in your style of sit down, lie back, turn round, play dead for me. Style of tragedy.
Up every morning just to keep a job. I gotta fight my way through the hustle and mob. Sounds of the city pounding in my brain while another day goes down the drain. But it's a 5 o'clock world when the whistle blows. No one owns a piece of my time. And there's a 5 o'clock of me inside my clothes, thinking that the world looks fine. Yeah. Holiday. Trading my time for the pay I get, living on money that I ain't made yet. Gotta keep going, gotta make my way, gotta live for the end of the day. 'Cause it's a 5 o'clock world when the whistle blows. No one owns a piece of my time, and there's a long-haired girl who waits, I know, to ease my troubled mind. Yeah. Holiday. In the shelter of the arms, everything's okay. She talks and the world knows slipping away. And I know the reason I can still go on when every other reason is gone. In my 5 o'clock world, she waits for me. Nothing else matters at all. 'Cause every time my baby smiles at me, I know that it's all worthwhile. Yeah. Holiday.
We all wait for the 5 o'clock world. That's 60 years difference between the three songs of 58 on one. The 5 o'clock world that we all dream of still is something that resonates with everybody or is relevant to everybody because you're out of the chute, you're ready to roll, you got something more fun playing usually than what you were doing up to 5 o'clock, at least on the M through F portion of your week. Hallelujah. It's off the Vibrate album done by Rufus Wainwright, and it is a request from Jessica Jorgensen, who I believe is the niece of the CEO, head mixmaster, and chef extraordinaire of the Sacred Canyon Empire. And it took a long time before I finally got to this, Jessica. I'm sorry, I wasn't sure. There are a lot of hallelujahs out there, and I wasn't sure which one was yours. So I had to go over to the boss and check in, and he said, you probably made a nice selection here. Scorpions, you know, we have scorpions here in the desert. Off the Crazy World, Wind of Change. Not much more to say other than if you've ever been bitten by a scorpion, you'll remember. So maybe this song will bite you in the right way. Then we have a little something off the Frequency 99, greatest hits of the 90s. Actually, this is off the disc 1, which none of you have at home, unless Mike LeBeau has given it to you, or his pal, the professor from California, because that was one of the 40 or 50 radio play only CDs he launched over to take over complete and total command as the #1 contributor. And at that time, I'm not going to really tell some kind of a story. what made me think of what I wanted to say, and it isn't anything, it's not going to be long and anything else, is how the world's all tied together now. And it dawned on me with the Caper Clowns and some of this other stuff. So we'll talk a little bit about that. It's all very positive. Don't be fearful. The lecturing's over for at least one or two more programs, and I'll get back on it again. But I will say that we actually had a client today that was able to make a name change. I'll bring that up a little later, what it was. We've had, in the last 4 years, we've had 4 or 5 clients trying to change their names. A couple of them that I know, they're our client, but they didn't really consult us about the name change. Horrible name changes some people do. But we actually had a client that we showed went over 1,000 names. That's the truth. And to this day, as far as I'm aware, I don't even know that they've made that choice. We all ran out of gas together. But this person was able to come up with it. I think, if I remember right, it's my buddy Tim over at the Saturday Edge, and I believe he came up with the Sporting Edge. I'll give you the exact thing. It's a site where if you like to bank bets on sports, he doesn't take your money and hold it for you, but he does have a great lineup of sports experts. His boys picked the Super Bowl winners. Some of them even said you don't even need to take the points. Take the Eagles. They're going to roll all the way. And they did very well in a topsy-turvy NC2A tournament. So I'm proud of him that he was able to make the decision, not month after month going on. It was a good decision, ended up being a good name. So it's time for, tonight's about rock and roll. Let's rock, let's roll. Hallelujah.
Heard there was a secret chord that David played and it pleased the Lord, but you don't really care for music, do you? It goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Your faith was strong, but you needed proof. You saw her bathing on the roof, her beauty and the moonlight overthrew you. She tied you to a kitchen chair. She broke your throne, she cut your hair, and from your lips she drew the hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Maybe I have been here before. I know this room, I've walked this floor. I used to live alone before I knew you. I've seen your flag on the marble arch. Love is not a victory march. It's a cone and it's a broken hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. There was a time you let me know what's real and going on below, but now you never show it to me, do you? And remember when I moved in you, the holy dark was moving too, and every breath we drew was hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Maybe there's a God above, and all I ever learned from love was how
to shoot at someone who outdrew you. And it's not a cry you can hear at night. It's not somebody who's seen the light. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah. 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 Hallelujah.
Follow the Moskwa down to Gonky Park, listening to the wind of change. An August summer night, soldiers passing by, listening to the wind of change. The world is closing in. Did you ever think that we could be so close, like brothers? The future's in the air, can feel it everywhere. I'm blowing with the wind of change. Take me to the magic of the moment on a glory night, where the children of tomorrow dream away in the wind of change. Walking down the street, distant memories are buried in the past forever. I follow the Moskwa down to Gonky Park, listening to the wind of change. Take me to the magic of the moment on a glory night, where the children of tomorrow share their dreams with you and me. Take me to the magic of the moment on a glory night, where the children of tomorrow dream away in the wind of change. The wind of change blows straight into the face of time, like a storm wind. Then we ring the freedom bell for peace of mind. Let your bala like I sing what my guitar wants to sing.
This is Rick Kingo from Cable Clowns coming to you from Denmark. You can hear us on RadioWilder.com, where you hear the newest and best music in rock and roll.
It's all about, don't listen to my replies. You say to me I don't talk enough, but when I do I'm a fool. These times I spent I've realized I'm gonna shoot through and leave you. The things you say, your purpose just give you away. The things you say, you're unbelievable. By telling me more about mine, I'm always so concerned with the way you say you always have to stop to think of us. Being one is more than I ever know, but this time I realize I'm gonna shoot through and leave you. The things you say, your purpose just give you away. The things you say, you're unbelievable. Pushing down the relative, bringing out your higher self. Think of the fine times, pushing down the better view instead of bringing the attitudes to what the world and everything your attitude. Brace yourself with grace and peace. I know this world and what it seems. It's unbelievable. You burden me with your questions. You help me tell no lies. You're always asking what it's all about. Don't listen to my replies. You say to me I don't talk enough, but when I do I'm a fool. These times I've spent, I've realized I'm shoot through and leave you. The things you say, your purpose just give you away. The things you say, in thought I love you more. The things you say, your purpose just give you away. The things you say, you're unbelievable. You're so unbelievable. You're unbelievable. You're unbelievable.
The Scorpion song's got a lot of airplay now, I remember in the 90s. Listened to it a little bit more, and even Unbelievable. Do remember those from 90s. So what I was saying a little while ago is how the world, we're all interconnected now, and some of these things could have, shows like ours and other ones couldn't have even happened. First of all, you wouldn't get the contributions, the content. You wouldn't have people digging in. And I don't know if they do it anymore. They do it via email. Yes, I do know that radio stations do, where they take your requests or you can send them a little something. But in my time and times afterwards, you just call up the station or you call somebody up and they'd bang out your request and they actually would talk to you on the phone and do it. In El Paso, where I grew up, you had two top jocks. You had Steve Crosno and Sonny Melendres. Sonny used to be our manager, and I'm hoping to hook up with him down the road. We did have a quick little LinkedIn. Dave turned us on to each other, I guess. But you could just call up and say, hey, play me this song or play me that, within reason, and you could do it. So there's an interconnectivity in that respect. But when you're breaking tunes from people from Denmark, they were able to reach out to you, to a radio signal, to a radio rock and roll podcast or iTunes or whatever. Or David, coming in from Japan, Mr. Sweetlow doing his thing. It puts everything together and throws a lot of music into play. You have iTunes, and you go over to Amazon, then you go over to Apple Music, and then people are sending you stuff from all over the place, their personal collections, or you're digitizing CDs and 8-tracks. And well, look, we're going to try to do Howard's 45. You when you go back to the days of 45, 78, and 33 and a half, you're way back there. Or we're playing songs that we couldn't even have access to. I think we have one coming up in the next one or two Wilder Times, number 30 or 31, where we're always talking about the blues guys influencing. A lot of times we're talking about the English guys. They'll all give credit. Late 40s, 50s, big influence, loved them. They were bigger in England than they were with us over here. Well, those dudes got their own influences from the people, from the Charlie Pattons and some of the other ones from the 20s. So you say something in 1928 or 1930, think, hell, that thing was almost 100 years old. But in 1953, it was only 25 years old. It's like reaching back to 1993. Think of it. And the crudeness of recording, well, I wouldn't even call it equipment. It was so crude and so horrid, but the soul and the blues and their feelings and the lyrics still came across beautifully. We're able to have that nowadays. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. Heck, the fact that I can play my own father on this, on something to be this free and this open with a world of internet and do it it's very, very amazing. So I was also thinking of, I don't know if you've ever seen the show, and I don't remember what the name of it was. It was Radio Caroline or Radio Europe or something like that. In the 60s, the government makes some wonderful decisions in every country, not just ours. I know you're pleased with some that go on all the time. I am especially pleased with the people making some policy things. I'm thinking, really? Wow, you actually came up with that idea? How in the world could you do it? You'd sink in business in the real world. But nonetheless, that's why we try to. It's hard not to when I hear politics every day here at the castle. But when you start thinking that what they said was, you're not going to play these songs on the BBC, we're not going to have any of this kind of stuff, to basically shut down radio play in England, and off of it, late 50s, early 60s, they were not going to have it. And so some enterprising entrepreneurs got boats. I can't think of the name of this guy. He was an Irish dude, Ronald something. If I sat here and scripted every single thing I'd say, I don't know. Then I wouldn't have regular jobs. It wouldn't have fun, and it'd be horrible. So Marlene makes some corrections for me sometimes and said, will you sit back here for an hour and a half and spontaneously? Now, I do have some stickies and things, but what I'm saying right now is not any sticky. In fact, I didn't even think about it until about halfway through today that's what I felt like doing. But pirate radio is what they called it. So they could just float around on their boat. They actually had a couple of live concerts on their boat, but they played whatever the hell they want. But, of course, the government got them later with some maritime rule. I forgot what it was, shut them down in 67. But you can still go out to a website called Radio Caroline, not Caroline, Caroline.com. And it'll say, we still own the name, we still this. I don't know if there's still music on it or not, but they gave people freedom. And the very first song ever played on Radio Caroline was not Fade Away by the Rolling Stones. It's a good movie. I'm not telling you the right title, but just start looking that up. You'll find the movie. It's cool. And it also reminds me of when I was a senior in college. When I had our little radio show, the one that we would have Lenny Fagelman. Lenny, I hope you're out there. And if anybody if Neil, if you know where Lenny is, tell him to hook up and tell him we're flip-flop doing what I used to do with him. He's doing with me listening. But Lenny had a nice little, played some real good songs, put together a nice show is what I'm trying to say. A good 3-hour, 4-hour show, good tunes. And then it was my job to get the advertisers to advertise because he had a good program. And we'd go right head up with the big stations, these same jocks I'm telling you about, in the prime time, 3 to 7 in the afternoon. And we had pirate country, if you will, Mexico. So I would take those tapes, take them across the border, and if you know anything about wattage, my dad's station at the time, the radio station, he didn't have it anymore at that time, but it had 10,000 watts, and that's a pretty big signal. I don't know if he boosted after that, but no matter what your signal is, you have rules and regs with the FCC. You just can't start blasting all over and crush everybody into the ground. And the way that your signal goes and where it's aimed, sometimes during the different times of between a night and a day, you have to change it, aim it a different way so you're not slapping everybody around. Well, in Mexico, this place that we went to, the station we used, had 50,000 watts, which is more than anybody in El Paso. So we could blast loud and clear. I don't know that their equipment was top notch, but when you have 50,000 watts, you got plenty to spare. The only thing that defeated us, punished us, hurt us was, I think, some weed, and I think the communication between the engineers over there, and of course, you'd go across the border, and even if you set yourself a day or two before, sometimes there was horror at the border crossings. It'd take forever. Now, there were no cartels or anything then going on. It was just long lines. Sometimes one day they decide to check your trunk or whatever. Not my trunk specifically, but other one. So you deliver the goods in, and then, again, the communication problem. They might accidentally get a show that was 2 weeks old and mess that up. So we had lots of torture with advertisers. Finally, we had to call a halt to that. But it was our own pirate radio. We flaunted the rules. We did what we wanted, like Wolfman Jack. I'm not going to try to do his voice because I can't. From Del Rio, Texas. Man, is not a nut place, but he had a big, powerful signal behind him. Everybody heard Wolfman Jack. You could hear him in St. Louis. So that made me think of this little story today with the guys, the Caper Clowns coming on, and just a group from Denmark, just casually over here at the Radio Wilder Jalopy, hopping aboard. We're cruising all over the place, and then all these wonderful contributions from the Scottish group I never heard of this. Very exciting. Really makes me love and appreciate music. And we have so much more access to content, picking and choosing, than what we had. So speaking of content, I think it's just about time for Fightin' Dave. He's going to take us into the double play. Everybody will recognize the songs. And so we'll let the songs speak for themselves. And then I want to pop back and do a little Diamond Girl. Haven't heard that for a while. And then we're going to go over and do another request. So let me see how I see this. 1, 2, 3. Let's do 3. Let's take care of the 3 that we've got, and then we may have to drive our car up into the shopping mall, up to the store, see what the Enquire's got for you, and give you an opportunity to stop just listening and wistfully that you could have some of the goodies from the Enquirer, because I'm going to give you the number so you'll know how to get it. All right, time to go back. Time for a little, one of the most famous songs from 1959. Let's let the boy crank it up.
The greatest songs in rock and roll history with the coolest covers. It's time for Harry's Deuces Are Wilder. Great songs, great covers.
Yo no soy marinero,
y arriba y arriba. Para bailar la bamba, se necesita una poca de gracia pa' mi patria. Y arriba, ay arriba, por ti seré, por ti seré, por ti seré. Bamba, 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 bamba. Diamond girl, you sure do shine. Glad I found you, glad you're mine. Oh my love, you're like a precious stone, part of earth, where heaven is rained on. Makes no difference where you are, day or night time. You're like a shining star. How could I shine without you? And it's about you that I am. Whoa, 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 whoa. Diamond girl, roaming wild, such a rare thing, radiant child. I can never find another one like you. Part of me is deep down inside you. Can't you feel the whole world is turning? We are real and we are burning. Hey, diamond girl, now that I found you, well it's around you that I am. Whoa, 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 whoa.
I love the opening of Richie Valens' La Bamba. The guitars, heavier, deeper. The cover done by another quick appearance by Los Lobos. We had him on 2 or 3 shows ago. They did the soundtrack for the movie starring Lou Diamond Phillips in 1987. It's a good cover, too. I liked it. Sometimes you just got to go back to La Bamba. You got to have some. And you'll never, ever, ever, ever get, I'll never, ever, ever get tired of that. So 30 years later, it was covered by Los Lobos, top quality, super, what's the best word to describe it? They're very, very professional musicians with soul. I guess that's a good way to do it. Then Little Seals and Croft, little dancing song just to lead us in to the end choir. Sometimes instead of getting all hopped up before I get to the end choir, I have to cool down. That way I just have a nice level move. So none of that's actually planned or makes sense. It's just babbling.
Now, ripped from the headlines, it's a Radio Wilder News Flash. Brought to you by Harry's National Enquirer. Spelled with an I. Because inquiring minds and behinds want to know. Now, here's Harry.
All right. So what we're going to do today, I did let the crowd know that the flaking is over here, and we finally sent the letter off. And we'll see what happens. Am I going to treat it with honor and respect like I have for the Enquirer, or like Iggy treated me? So I'm going to give you some headlines today, and then I'm going to give you a telephone number after the headlines, and then a very quality gift. All the girls know what this is. And then I'll give you the toll-free number again so you can order it up. You can do either one. You can have the mag, the gifts, see the headlines, whatever you want. All, if you buy it for a year, all for $1.77 per issue, delivered to your home. So here are a couple of nice little headlines. Angie, I'm going to get to the point where I don't have to tell you who it is. You know who it is. Angie is now, I don't know what these people do, going back and forth with their 19 kids, different countries. Angie is now fleeing the country. We have a lot of folks flee the country of secret sons and secret daughters. That's the joy of the world. She's fleeing the country with Brad's kids. So that's one, and it's got a fine story to go with it. Then Lovelorn Jen, we know who that is. I certainly know who it is. She has a place in my heart. She turns to a psychic for her love struggles to figure things out. Again, a nice quality story there telling you that may help you. You got some problems in the love life, you may forget that dating site. You may forget it. You might get yourself, because I promise you, in both the Enquirer and its lower little brother called the Globe, it's got some quality in it, but you cannot verify. You couldn't stand on a witness stand, for example, and swear that the truth is there like you can with the Enquirer. But I do know, I do notice it has more ads like psychic hotlines in it. That's about a letter grade and a half down in the quality area. It's down at about the maybe a C+, a C+, somewhere in that area. Even the pictures aren't quite as great, but I have to admit I have read it at times before. In fact, on the road traveling, I will admit that I've bought a People, In Touch, The Enquirer, Globe. I'm a rocket reader, and then I read my regular book or fall asleep watching Forensic Files or one of those things, or Investigative ID. All right, enough about what I've been doing. Let's see, what else do we have here? Did we have one? Oh, wait a second. You remember, unfortunately, he's passed, but what a brilliant, brilliant man Stephen Hawkins was. Well, this headline is Brainiac Hawkins was a sex maniac, too. He loved lap dancer. Well, allegedly, he loved the lap dancers and some other things. And he said if he had his choice, this is a quote in the Enquirer, of studying science or sex or the girls, he was more interested. He'd say one word, girls. And then finally, one that might not be true. It's a man trapped in a dog's body. But here's the number, 1-877-212-1942. Now, that number could be good for what we just talked about. And then after you hear about this gift in the gift shop, I'm going to give it to you again for an instant order. You've heard of Fabergé eggs. I know you have. It's a royal treat inspired by the legendary jeweled eggs of, I never knew this guy's first name. I've always just heard Fabergé. This, again, is what the Enquirer brings you. Peter Carl Fabergé. He first crafted these for the Russian Tsar Alexander II and then his son, Nicholas, 2. As he did it for Easter gifts for their wives. In all, in the original work that he did, 50 were created. Now there are only 43. However, you can now bring home eggs, and this is in kind of a parentheses, eggs. So I guess they're trying to tell you it's not really a Fabergé, but a beautiful facsimile of one. It's inspired by them that you can bring this home. Now, it premieres with so you're going to get about, I think you can get about 5 or 6 eggs, but you get one, it's a collection, then another, then another. So I'm not speaking about the whole collection here, just the very first one. And again, they're going to call this the Lilies of the Valley egg. That's the first one you get, first edition. Fully handcrafted and hand-painted in pearlescent with a pearlescent finish and metallic gold accents. Sculpted faux gems. Now, they admit that. It's faux gems. You're not going to get some diamonds on it. And a glitter, kind of a glitter bloom throughout. And then, of course, Swarovski, which I've come to know and love, thanks to Marlene lectured me about that. It has an authentic Swarovski crystal that twinkles at the top. So when you subscribe to this series, I guess, you will receive a gilded display case. And this case is their words. It gives you the ability to flaunt your entire collection. 2 installments for the first egg of $29.99 each. And so you'd have to see it. Again, I'm looking at the picture. It's got this case and room for about 6 or 9 eggs in it. So you start off with this one, and then again, as they pointed out, it gives you bragging rights. You can say I got some Fabergé, but then you better say eggs in the kitchen. So here we are in the collection. So here we go. 1-877-212-1942. All right. Now we're moving on from the Enquirer and moving into a No Excuses. This is by Megan Trainor. It's another one of our 2018 poppers. And the victory about this goes out to Mr. David Etheridge. David was so proud of the program, and thanks, Dave. I have no idea how he got my personal number, but I came home one day and I received a call. And, hi, this is Dave Etheridge. I believe it's something like this. Is this Radio Wilder? I said, well, it's actually Wilder, but not Radio Wilder. He said, well, I don't know if I put in my size or something. I got a shirt, and I'm not sure how it worked. I want to make sure I give you the right size and the right information. I said, well, I'll check it out for you. And he said, I've already paid for it. I'm paid. I want you to know that. Well, he actually put a request in. So he's the first person that paid, and we had to give him a refund happily, of course, because we don't want to be charging somebody something at the Wilder program that they don't have to pay for. So long story short, we finally got around. David, here we are. Thanks for your diligence. So we're gonna play Megan Trainor, and Megan, kind of a pretty good little story herself. Now, see, when you go out and you start looking for this stuff, when I looked for Dave, she has already won a Grammy, got 2 Billboard Awards, and between the ages of 15 and 17, she produced and wrote 3 albums between 15 and 17. And in 2011, she signed just kind of a strictly songwriting deal with Big Yellow Music, but then immediately turned that into a major label record debut. The album debuted in the top, Megan's album did, the No Excuses, in the top 200, debuted at number 1, sold a mill. So how about that for Megan? We got her lined up for you, Dave. And then we have to go back, folks. Here we go back and forth between 2018, 2016, and 1960. We're going to zoom back 58 years. I'm going to go to some of my boys, the Everly Brothers, who, great bands of today, the Mighty Ravenettes and others, certainly point out influences from the Everly Brothers and Ricky Nelson. So we're going to let the Everly Brothers crank it up. And then the band that actually plays our theme song for the show, Take It From Me, we'll come back for an appearance again with the Kongos, Come With Me. So I think we'll do those 3, because there's plenty of music in those 3. Come back, chat a little bit about some of the other stuffs, and maybe have a shout out to the Capes, the Caper Boys, and then we'll see what we end up and where we go from there. Maybe give a little peek at next week's show. So without any excuses, let's do no excuses for Megan Trainor. For you, Dave, thanks for going back and forth and hanging out with the Radio Wilder crowd. We appreciate it.
What you sipping on that got you talking crazy? Looking at me sideways, always coming at me. Why you acting hard when you just a baby? Boy, I keep it real with you, but you tryna play me. Have you lost your mind? Open up your eyes. You must have confused me with. You must have confused me with. There ain't no excuses, babe. 'Cause your mama raised you better than that. What you sipping on that got you talking crazy? Looking at me sideways, always coming at me. Why you acting like you never met a lady? I don't disrespect you, don't you disrespect me. You lost your mind. Open up your eyes. You must have confused me with. You must have confused me with. There ain't no excuses, babe. 'Cause your mama raised you better than that. Get it? 'Cause your mama raised you better than that. 'Cause your mama raised you better than that. Have you lost your mind? Open up your eyes. You must have confused me babe. You must have confused me with. There ain't no excuses, babe. 'Cause your mama raised you better than that. How she raised you? You must have confused me with. Your mama raised you better than that. There ain't no excuses, babe. 'Cause your mama raised you better than that.
I've been made blue. I've been lied to. When will I be loved? I've been turned down. I've been pushed around. When will I be loved? When I meet a new girl that I want for mine, she always breaks my heart in two. It happens every time. I've been cheated, been mistreated. When will I be loved? When I meet a new girl that I want for mine, she always breaks my heart in two. It happens every time. I've been cheated, been mistreated. When will I be loved? When will I be loved? When will I be loved?
He's a stunt double for Ringo Starr. You're listening to Harry on RadioWilder.com.
Come with me now. Come with me now. Come with me now. I'm gonna take you down. Come with me now. I'm gonna show you how. Come with me now. I'm gonna take you down. Come with me now. I'm gonna show you how.
Afraid to lose control and caught up in this world. I've wasted time, I've wasted breath. I think I've thought myself to death. I was born without this fear. Now only this seems clear. I need to move, I need to fight. I need to lose myself tonight.
Come with me now. I'm gonna take you down. Come with me now. I'm gonna show you how.
I think with my heart and I move with my head. I open my mouth and it's something I've read. I've stood at the door before I'm told, but a part of me knows that I'm growing too old. Confused what I thought with something I felt. Confused what I feel with something that's real. I tried to sell my soul last night. Funny, you wouldn't even take a bite. Far away, I heard him say,
Come with me now.
don't delay. I heard him say,
Come with me now.
far away. I heard him say,
Now.
don't delay. I heard him say,
Come with me now. Come with me now. I'm gonna take you down. Come with me now. I'm gonna show you how. Afraid to lose control. Caught up in this world. I've wasted time, I've wasted breath. I think I've thought myself to death. I'm born without this fear. Now only this seems clear. I need to move, I need to fight. I need to lose myself tonight. Go with me now. Go with me now. I'm gonna take you down. Go with me now.
Yes, I listened to both those songs all the way through. 206 and 332. 5 minutes and 38 seconds of glory. Two of my favorites. Kongos are our boys. They're my boys. Marlene introduced me to them. And again, I carry their theme song. They have a brand new podcast themselves, and I believe it's about being on the road. So check it out. I don't know where. I've seen sneak previews of it, little peeks of it. They've sent it out. So if you get a chance, tell them that Radio Wilder sent you to see it and look at it. It looks like it's a good one. They're finally getting the recognition that they deserve. Yeah, they've had a couple of big tunes. They've had a platinum and stuff, but man, after 10 years, it's that instant success that they've had. But they live right here in Phoenix, Arizona, and we're fairly proud of the Kongos. It's when we saw them here, I think I mentioned this before, but Bill, my buddy, my bandmate, I'm the one who's supposed to be listening to the bottom end. I'm the one who's supposed to like the bass and the drums, or be fixated on it, if you will. Instead, Bill was fixated on it, how awesome they were together, and I was fixated on the accordion, because it's just a great rock and roll accordion. All right, so here we are, taking a peek at what's going on. We have, we have about 4 more songs to go. So anytime I can go with 4 I'm pretty happy with that. So I may just music you out right on the way. As I look at WilderTime 30, we have an interesting first song, a little what's called My White Bicycle. We'll have a little talk about that when it comes out. And we've got a couple of other things. Then we're going to pop back to 1931 and give you a treat. And then after we give you the treat, we're going to let you, after we show you what it, or tell you, let you listen to what it is. Then the guy who is going to play next said this was his biggest inspiration, kind of like we did with Bob Dylan. And then what else? We got a good double play. And then we have a funkster. I don't know where it came from, where I got it. Was off of one of those alternative albums, and I like it. And so it's in there. And then a shout out and a treat for Nashville. So we'll do that. Who knows what else? By then, the hats are rolling. I've loved my new cap. It's very enjoyable for me to have. So thank you very much for listening to the breakout show that is honoring the Caper Clowns. Guys, we really appreciate it again. Christian did a nice intro. It's going to be a very good tune. I wish you a lot of luck. Enjoy the festivals that you're playing at in Europe in May. Who knows, someday we may be down in Denmark and get to hang out with you guys for a while. But we do wish you luck. You seem like you're always having a good time and having a lot of fun. So let's shut the door, go out with four. And I don't always mean to rhyme it because I don't care about that. But probably fours, it just seems like it's a lot more than three, not just one more than three. So thanks again. We very much appreciate it. Great contributions. Love the downloads from the United States over the last 10 days. Wow. Really, really amazing. And I looked at one Google thing, I will say, that in all this really means is that somebody has come to the RadioWilder.com website. It doesn't say whether they played. That's different than the downloads that are in the countries we told you. They downloaded. These cities came to, however they did it, they came to the website. People in over 257 cities have visited the Radio Wilder all over the world. It's a joke. It's amazing. I'm happy. But again, the tribute goes to you. You guys are contributing like crazy. There's stuff coming in all over the place. I just wish you could see the studio. I have CDs. I have stuff. I have notes. When I played the, who was it? It was Alice Merton. We were in the studio, Marlene and I, relaxing the other day, and I was just shuffling through some songs, cooling down, just, doing our thing, about 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, sometimes when we're cooling down on a date night and she might have an occasional extra fuel, she'll say, I want that on the candy cane. And I'll say, wait a minute now, because tomorrow morning when you're eating your Cheerios, you might say, or the next time you hear it, you'll say, I didn't want that. So now we have an official rule here at the Radio Wilder Castle, and that is she has to write it down. So if she's fueling and still writes it down, then the next day she's confronted with the evidence that she wrote it down, or I keep it, and then when she squeals and says, I didn't want that, or I don't like it, I just pull out the evidence and things cool down. She still gets to call it off of her list. So when Alice Mertens came on the other night, instead of the song that we played, or going to play for you, Lash Out, she actually fell in love with a song called Roots. So we're going to do Gone, 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 Phil Phillips. Then it's really interesting how these decades have back and forth transposed. That's a 2013. Then we're going to race back to 1960, 61 actually, for Dick and Dee Dee. Nobody probably even knows, a one-hitter, but it came off of Mike's tremendous 50 CD collection. Then we're going to play Alice's song, who did her, well, basically she's a German-Canadian, English, she's a mutt like me, singer-songwriter, and her debut single, No Root, hit when it came out. It came out and hit #1 bang in 2018 in France, just like that. And then we're going to do a song that was the song that I mentioned that Marlene could say proudly that her husbands both played this song together many, 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 many times. Done by the Animals, kind of a war deal, in our time called Sky Pilot. So we enjoyed it very much. Dave says thanks. T-Bone says thanks. The girls say thanks. All of us say thanks. And let's wish the Caper Clowns a tremendous amount of success. So let's go out the door and play a lot more of good rock and roll and good songs and good people on Radio Wilder. WilderTime.com.
When life leaves you high and dry, I'll be at your door tonight if you need help, if you need help. I'll shut down the city lights, I'll lie, cheat, I'll beg and bribe to make you well, to make you well. When enemies are at your door, I'll carry you away from more if you need help, if you need help. Your hope dangling by a string, I'll share in your suffering to make you well, to make you well. Give me reasons to believe that you would do the same for me, and I will do it for you. For you. Baby, I'm not moving on. I'll love you long after you're gone. For you. You will never sleep alone. I'll love you long after you go, and long after you're gone, gone, gone. When you fall like a statue, I'm gonna be there to catch you, put you on your feet, you on your feet. And if your well is empty, not a thing will prevent me. Tell me what you need, what do you need? I surrender honestly. You've always done the same for me, so I will do it for you. I'm not moving on. I'll love you long after you're gone. For you. You will never sleep alone. I'll love you long after you're gone, and long after you're gone, gone, gone. You're my backbone. You're my cornerstone. You're my crutch when my legs stop moving. You're my head start. You're my rugged heart. You're the pulse that I've always needed. Like a drum, baby, don't stop beating. Like a drum, baby, don't stop beating. Like a drum, baby, don't stop beating. Like a drum, my heart never stops beating. For you, baby, I'm not moving on. I'll love you long after you're gone. You will never sleep alone. I'll love you long after you go. Baby, I'm not moving on. I'll love you long after you're gone. You will never sleep alone. I'll love you long, long after you go. Like a drum, baby, don't stop beating. Like a drum, baby, don't stop beating. Like a drum, baby, don't stop beating. Like a drum, my heart never stops beating for you. And long after you're gone, 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 I'll love you long after you're gone, gone, gone.
Get your Radio Wilder t-shirt. Click on store on RadioWilder.com. Number one with over 60 years of music, life, and stories. Harry on RadioWilder.com.
I can feel it on the back of my tongue. All of the words getting trapped in my lungs. Heavy like a stone, waiting for the river to run. I wanna lash out. I wanna let it out. 'Cause I can feel it on the back of my tongue, on the back of my tongue. Hard to hold this fire inside me. Oh, I know sometimes it's frightening. Hard to hold this fire inside me. Oh, it's not really like me to lash out. I gotta let it out. I wanna lash out. I wanna lash out. I got something to say, I start a riot. Rip that tape from my mouth, I won't be quiet. 'Cause everything is nothing till you realize it's something you want. I wanna lash out. I wanna let it out. 'Cause I can feel it on the back of my tongue, on the back of my tongue. Hard to hold this fire inside me. Oh, I know sometimes it's frightening. Hard to hold this fire inside me. Oh, it's not really like me to lash out. I gotta let it out. I wanna lash out. I gotta let it out. I can be the cold come out of the bottle. I can be the cold come out of the bottle. I can be the cold come out of the bottle. I can be the cold come out of the bottle. Lash out. I wanna let it out. 'Cause I can feel it on the back of my tongue, on the back of my tongue. Hard to hold this fire inside me. Oh, I know sometimes it's frightening. Hard to hold this fire inside me. Oh, it's not really like me to lash out. I wanna let it out. I wanna lash out. I wanna let it out. I gotta lash out.
He blesses the boys as they stand in line. The smell of gun grease and their bayonets they shine. He's there to help them all that he can. To make them feel wanted, he's a good holy man. Sky pilots, sky pilots, how high can you fly? You'll never reach the sky. He smiles at the young soldiers, tells them it's all right. He knows of their fear in the forthcoming fight. Soon there'll be blood and many will die. Mothers and fathers back home they will cry. Sky You'll never reach the sky. He mumbles a prayer and it ends with a smile. The order is given, they move down the line, but he's still behind and he'll meditate. But it won't stop the bleeding or ease the hate. As the young men move out into the battle zone, he feels good, with God you're never alone. He feels so tired and he lays on his bed. Hopes the men will find courage in the words that he said. Sky pilot, sky pilot, how high can you fly? You'll never reach the sky.
You're soldiers of God, you must understand. The fate of your country is in your young hands. May God give you strength, do your job real well. If it all was worth it, only time it will tell. In the morning they return with tears in their eyes. The stench of death drifts up to the skies. A young soldier so ill looks at the sky pilot, remembers the words, thou shalt not kill. Sky pilot, sky pilot, how high can you fly? You'll never reach the sky.
Hold it. You thought I was gone. After Sky Pilot finished, the smoke cleared. We've had several emails, just like what I heard at the last concert, the Tedeschi. They demand an encore for the Caper Clowns, so that's exactly what we're going to do. They won't have the great intro of Christian. They're going to have mine, but I'm the one looking at the emails. So let's have Peter, Christian, Rick, Heinrich, and Soren, commanded by their capable manager, Lone Kingo. Let's just have another listen and another way that we can, The Way I Dream needs to come back on the Wilder program. I don't hear any applause or clapping, but that's what I get here at email time. So it's time for another encore. Here they come, the boys from Denmark, the Caper Clowns.
I see your plan is coming to an end. You must be content. Everything is done for now, and you will be passing through. When you get to leave, will it be with me? If only you could dream the way I dream. You and I have traveled far and wide, seen the dark and light. Every little step on our crusade, always unafraid. But now we're out of sync. We've lost the missing ring. If only you could dream the way I dream, and I will not let them drag you down. I will keep you safe and sound, your halo crown, and I will not ever be the one to eclipse your sun. If only you could dream the way I dream. Now your plan has come down to the end. Are you content? When everything is done for good and you have been passing through. Ever since you left, I'm never so bereft. If only you could dream the way I dream. I wish that you could dream the way I dream.
You've been listening to RadioWilder.com. Hey, how about those Caper Clowns? Denmark's own, and now a little bit of ours. If you're in the neighborhood, check them out at the International Pop Overthrow in Liverpool at the Cavern Club, May 15th through the 22nd. Hey, don't forget, Radio Wilder is now partnering with the Be Kind to People Project. Learn more at thebekindpeopleproject.org. Buy a Radio Wilder t-shirt to help out. Click on Store on RadioWilder.com. You buy, you help. And be sure to join us next week for more great music, stories, and life. It's all right here, Friday on RadioWilder.com. Thanks for listening.
Got a